Well, hello everyone, Texy88 here and welcome to another review. And now I'm taking a look at Garfield Big Fat Hairy Deal for the Amstrad CPC. Released by The Edge in 1988, I've already reviewed the Spectrum version and now I'm taking a look at the Amstrad CPC version. Okay. So like the Spectrum version, it's got that little practice window. But oh goodness me. This is slow. I mean, it's not too bad when Garfield's by himself on a screen, but when there's anything else of note, such as Odie, it really slows down quite badly. Okay, I can't go out that way. Hi, Odie. See, look how much the frame rate drops when Odie appears on the screen. And what is that with Garfield's walk cycle? It controls a standard QAOP and space. There's John. Look at that, John looks like he's only got one leg. And he can still filch some of his coffee while he's supposedly not looking. Yeah, Garfield's not as well defined in this version as in the Spectrum version. Oh, John saw me, allegedly. So as you can see, Garfield's got his same kicking technique that he had in the Spectrum version in order to deal with Odie and Nermal. There, the sewers again. There's our friendly, not so friendly rat. Yeah, kitty. Go away, Odie. See, it slows down so much when Odie comes on screen. Go away. Right. So as you can see, he's got Garfield's got his hunger meter and snooze meter just like he did in the Spectrum version. It's just that they're the opposite way up. This time it's the hunger meter below the snooze meter. Other than that, it works exactly the same way. Right, we'll go through here. I really need to find some food because my hunger meter's maxed out. And that percentage thing on the right, I know it looks like an X, but it's a percent. That just tells you how much of the game you've completed. Ugh. Graphics are nice and colourful. It's just a shame that the actual quality of the drawings isn't very good. Oh god! Even when Odie's standing still, notice how much the frame rate dropped the very moment he appeared on the screen. See, look, even though Odie just standing. Go away, Odie. And why did he suddenly appear right next to me on the screen? He was right on the opposite side of the screen. How come he suddenly appeared right next to me? I've got to find some food. Oh, I can't go any further that way. It's a shame they couldn't have made that look like a wall, so especially if you're trying to escape from Odie, because as in the Spectrum version, every time Odie touches you, Garfield's snooze meter substantially increases. And if the snooze meter maxes out, it's game over. Then Garfield falls asleep. Right, Garfield's just had a snack attack. Go away, Odie. it really is such a shame that Garfield's facial expressions are nowhere near as varied as they are in the Spectrum version, and the way his walk cycle's animated really doesn't do anything for me. I mean, look at that, and then look at his walking animation in the Spectrum version. It's so much better in the Spectrum version. Okay, nothing there. I mean, in the Spectrum version, when actually, one moment. In the Spectrum version, when Garfield walks, his oh damn, he dropped the sausages. At least they were closer to the door. Oh, Odie got the sausages. Yeah, as I was saying, in the Spectrum version, when Garfield walked, his tail sort of noticeably went. Well, his tail went behind, sort of fluttered behind him as he walked, which looked a bit more natural. Here, it just droops along the ground, so it doesn't really work. So it's less convincing as a result. And it's just such a shame that Garfield's facial expressions are not nearly as varied in this as they are in the Spectrum version. Come on, Odie, I need those sausages that you picked up. Oh, God, come on, pick up this. Thank you. Go through there. I mean, even when there's just those flowers on the screen, it's slowing right down. And it's got that same problem where if you go off the right of the screen and then in the next screen you're suddenly at the left, at the right again, then it. Oh God, what is that object? I mean, it looks like a corkscrew. I better rest a bit because my snooze meter is getting a bit high. In the Spectrum version, you actually see Garfield go through a whole range of different facial expression. It works so well. There's none of that. Oh, it's a spade. It didn't look like it because of the blade being the same colour as the background that it originally appeared on. Yeah, that can be a little bit confusing when you sort of go right and then in the next screen you're at the right hand side of the screen and you suddenly right becomes left, and that continues. And eating that, yeah, you can manually eat food as long as it actually is food. That was oh God, make it look like a dead end if it's a dead end. Oh come on, look at that bad hit detection. I was clearly close enough to him to kick him and he wouldn't. God. Oh, that is so slow. I'm sorry, that clearly connected. Oh, dearie me, that is so slow. I better rest a bit because... Again, make a dead end look like a dead end. Oh dear. Yeah, Garfield's definitely not as well defined as in this version as he's in the Spectrum version. His facial expressions were very clear, whereas in this they're not particularly well defined. God, that walk cycle's not very good. Oh God, I better drop this spade, otherwise he's going to have a snack attack and eat it. Yeah, we're in the sewers here. That is so slow when he's on the screen. I have got the sausages, didn't I? Yeah, and there's no in-game music. The only sound you seem to get, as in the Spectrum version, is the footstep sound effect every time Garfield takes a step. Apart from that, it's deathly silent. Okay, I can't go in there. Oh God, that's so slow. I've gone round in circles. Go and pick up the spade, Odie. Come on, I need you to pick up the spade. If I pick it up, I'm going to eat it. Oh, pick up the spade. Although it can sometimes be annoying if either Odie or Nermal pick... Ah, thank you. Or Nermal picks up an object. There are times when it can be beneficial, such as here, when you can't really pick it up because otherwise Garfield's just going to eat it because of his hunger meter being maxed out. And I don't want to butcher on. And I've got to find some food. I've got to find some food so that I can get my... Oh, dear me. So I can get that hunger meter back down to minimum again. I just don't understand how Garfield's drawn quite well, yet Odie just looks a mess. I'm sorry, Odie's drawn quite well, yet Garfield's not nearly as well defined. I just don't understand it. Oh God, that's so slow. Of course, if Garfield's hunger meter is filled up, then his snooze meter gradually fills up. I better not eat that bucket of water because that's not food, and if you already know, I might actually need it. I wonder if I can go into the television like I could in the Spectrum version. Soon find out. No, I can't. Well, it doesn't look like I can. I just did try to do exactly the same thing as on the Spectrum version. It didn't work. Oh. God, better rest. I seriously need John's coffee. Nah, darn else. I couldn't get past Odie. So that's Garfield's big fat hairy deal for the Amstrad CPC. Graphics, nice and colourful. The fact that it's on a CPC means that it's not necessarily limited by the attribute limitation that that caused the Spectrum version to pretty much be compulsorily in monochrome. But I do admit that Garfield himself is not nearly as visually interesting to look at, nor as well animated in this version as he is in the Spectrum version. I mean, the way that in this version Garfield's tail just stays drooped behind him instead of fluttering behind him the way it does when he walks in and jumps in the Spectrum version. It's just not quite as convincing, and the way he holds his arms up when he walks doesn't really do it for me either. I preferred the way he walks in the Spectrum version with his arms sort of droops not by his sides. And graphics are a little bit on the blocky side. And the Odie sprite could have done with a bit of visual cleaning up. There was some what looked like bits of smudging on him, so it didn't look quite as crisp as it could have done. Sound, there's only really the sound effect of the footsteps, just like in the Spectrum version, although it's a different sound effect. It's somewhat more muted than what was in the Spectrum version. Other than that, there's not really much more to say. Shame there's no music or anything like that. Gameplay. Well, unfortunately, it's all rather slow. And it slows down even more when there's even so much as Odie or even a plant in the foreground on the screen. I mean, admittedly, the Spectrum version slowed down a bit when that kind of thing happened, but the slowdown in this is even more noticeable, and it's not exactly nippy to start with. And there's also a problem that some objects are a bit hard to tell what they are against the background in which they first appear. I mean, what I thought, that spade, what I initially thought it was a corkscrew or something, because you couldn't see the blade because it was the blade was the same black colour as the background upon which it appeared. I mean, look at that spade there. Because it's the same. Its black blade means that it also blends in with the black background when Odie had picked it up. So. Had I not dropped it against a more brightly coloured background, I would not have realised that was actually a spade. It's one thing to have colour, but it's quite another if it's not designed in such a way so you can always tell whether something that is a spade is actually a spade. I mean, that honestly does look more like a corkscrew with the way it's drawn with it against the black background. I wonder if there are any other objects in the game that have that problem. But yeah, the speed issue and it is a bit of a problem, and the fact that it doesn't animate as convincingly as in the Spectrum version is unfortunately going to count against it. So I'm going to give this version of Garfield Big Fat Hairy Deal 6 out of 10. It's just too slow and it has elements of sloppiness, especially as you saw there was also some rather bad hit detection when I was trying to kick Odie. Even when I was right next to him, sometimes it didn't work. So yeah, 6 out of 10 for the CPC version of Garfield's Big Fat Hairy Deal. Hope you enjoyed this video. Catch you on another one soon. Texie88 out.